So, and I'm glad we talked about the aid situation because, again, explode any myths. I've been reading about this. This may be completely incorrect. Was there a 3-month aid and food blockade by the IDF preventing food and aid entering Gaza?
No. So there was an 11-week. Is that 3 months? No, that's 2.5
Yeah.
months. An 11-week pause. But again, even the people that you've had on who so-called are informed about it don't give you the full picture. So during the last ceasefire, which was right before this pause of the humanitarian going in, it was 42 days of cease. There were 25,000 trucks of aid that went in during those 42 days. And then there was a pause in more aid going in while Israel and the United States enacted the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation in southern Gaza, mostly 3 sites in southern Gaza, 1 in northern Gaza. Nobody talks about, well, where did that 25,000 trucks of aid go and how long would that last while Israel developed a plan to continue the war, but also move civilians into southern Gaza and increase the aid there. They never said they wanted to stop UN aid. They said they wanted to phase it out because of the fact not only was Hamas gathering, and I saw some, recently of course, there was a humanitarian crisis happening, but of all the people to be blamed, it was only Israel being blamed, right? And this is the 1,000 trucks of the United Nations, because people won't give you the timeline. And I love long form podcasts because let's talk about it. Let's talk about the ceasefire, right? So not only did 25,000 trucks of aid go in, Hamas insisted and would not give hostages back unless Israel allowed 1 million Palestinians to move back into northern Gaza on top of rubble, minefields, everything, so that it would be really hard for Israel to continue the war and provide humanitarian aid, which was centered on the south of Gaza. For some reason, that escapes people, that the fact that there was this massive population displacement back into northern Gaza for Hamas's strategy. And what Israel was trying to do was concentrate the aid distribution into southern Gaza. People don't also recognize that there's been the statistic of how much does flour cost, right? So there is some really good analysis about the price of flour going up in northern Gaza. Okay, who's selling the flour? That's actually not just Hamas, but there's not a production of any aid going in Gaza. It's a war zone. So that's aid that's been delivered that Hamas and Gaza civilians take and then sell back to civilians. It's a war zone. The idea that you're making Gazans walk through combat areas to get to the aid in southern Gaza. The entire Gaza Strip is a war zone. What are you people talking about? Israel tried to create a mechanism to get the aid directly to the people, and it was successful. But then let's talk about how Hamas tried to make it unsuccessful. Before the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation gave out 1 box of food, Hamas put out written guidance and oral, like they put it on their X feeds, they put it out everywhere. If you take a single meal from this initiative, you will face severe consequences. And then they went out and attacked the humanitarian zone. And yes, it was chaos. Is it the most chaos that's ever been seen in war? No, that's absolutely ridiculous. It was chaos because Hamas was causing it, and the IDF adjusted their operations in securing the outer zones. And no, I'm not a fan of warning shots. What I'm not a fan of more, though, is people that selectively take the facts and paint the story with that nefarious, bad Israeli intention here, is that they were trying to starve the population. Absolutely not, right? This is the idea of how much aid, not just food, medical supplies, field hospitals, new water pipes that Israel has done to try to get to the people. And we have to talk about even the people being a part of this. In war, if you get the notice to evacuate, then those civilians should evacuate. But because of Hamas and other reasons, you see civilians not evacuating areas that when evacuation notices, because they have been told to evacuate and then Hamas pushed them back and now they're being asked to be moved again. The insanity here is the nefarious Israel was trying to starve the population as a mechanism of warfare, and that's not true. If you just lay out all the facts, what happened from the last ceasefire until today, which Israel has flooded. Now you have flooding of aid going in, not just from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. The UN decided to start picking up the trucks again because of why they said they were stopping. You have airdrops, you have many mechanisms. I don't see that being the cover of anybody's news, though. Israel floods Gaza with aid.
Hey, if you're finding value in these videos and want to support the channel, I've just launched memberships here on Culture Wolf. It's a simple way to help keep these videos and conversations going, and as a member, you'll get a few exclusive extras and early access to new content. There are 2 tiers to choose from, and every bit of support means I can keep making the thoughtful videos you come here for. If you're interested, just hit the join button below, or check out the membership introduction video for all the details.